And my case has been assigned, I think. Seems to have been. Breaking up on top a little bit. Hi, whoever's here. Thanks for coming. Probably could use some more water too. Put on my head. Again, I'm just like free-form improvising on different chords and scales. That's all I'm doing. I'll play a tune every now and then, or quote something. My sinuses have been giving me a hard time lately, for no good reason either. Cut way down on my smoking. Way down on my smoking. 5, 6 whole cigarettes a day at the most, I think. That ain't COPD. That's healthy lungs pushing mucus up from here. See what's breaking. Hello, 2 more peoples. Happy day. Thanks for joining me. I am going just bullshit out. I'll take requests and try to play them. I got the book here. I might be able to fake it a little bit. I will take requests. I just don't want to do anything but make noise right now. Just make a happy sound. I have had too much bullshit in my head today, or actually for the last few days. And I really need to just break from all of it and start polishing stone. Not pay any attention to any of the bullshit at all. Not even read the news. Play the man who sold the world on that shit. Go to welcomehome.org and you can spend the next 3 days learning about the rainbow family. Cheers. I never know where to go from there when I got no. I could. I used to. Let's see if I could do. Well, I'd have to think about them for a while. I used to do a whole mess of Hebrew tunes. I used to have. Well, let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find Jerusalem and Shells and Hop. I used to have that one. Like that was one of my main ones. No, I can't. I gotta like sit down with the music. It's been too long. What's a good key for it? I used to have all those. Boy, it's been 30 years. Oh my God. Let's see if I'm more. I can pull them out of the flute easier than I can pull them out of the saxophone. I know I have Bine Matov in the flute. Well, thanks, Francisco. I appreciate that. something like that. Right. What else have I got in here? That's it. Oh, well, if McKim's here, I know how to make you happy, man. Almost, I guess. Oh, I got another one. McKim will like. What do we got here? Hey, Marine Cousin. Okay, this is for Jared. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get that for you. This is for Jared Taylor's Marine cousin Samuel. Is he active duty deployed somewhere? I got a Marine Corps uncle. I can sometimes I can pull this out. No, you got me without. Let me think on it for a minute because I can usually get it. Give me enough time to like slow down from where I was and find it. I have an uncle who almost jumped on. I have an uncle who almost jumped on was that the Dominican Republic thing. They loaded him up, and he's one of the guys who was on the plane ready to go. There it is. Nope, that's not it. I give up. Yeah, I'm a little too buzzed to be even thinking about these. I usually don't play them. I haven't played that in years, and I haven't been reading this stuff. God, it's been so long. Yeah, it's been so long since I've been reading it, and I don't have any of that music here at all. What do I have nice and clean? Not much. I get back to blowing on the horn. See if I can't give you some standards on the horn. I've been promising myself to do more tunes. and work up a few that I had years ago. Like, what did I do with my book? What did I do with the book? Where's the book? The book was here. Where did the book go? Oh shit. Where did the book go? How weird. The book was on here, it fell over, this is back up, and the book is gone. Oh shit. I'm kind of buzzed and I can't see. Oh, there it is. I got it all the way over here. Let's see what we got here that I'm going to even try and play cold. Now remember, I haven't been reading for many years. Not very good to begin with. Oh, I really need to work this bitch up. Let's see if I can concentrate and get all the way through it without fucking up too bad. I'm thinking too much about what's looking at me. I mean, I used to spend hours and hours in college. We could go on the stage overnight in the K Auditorium and work out. I used to be in really good physical condition too from it. Saxophone is a very athletic instrument. I just need to be playing more and fucking around with trolls less. I wonder if I can get through this. Probably not. Probably not. This is a cool tune. I really should work up. I heard Glenn Gross the other day playing this one with some people. It's breaking on the octave. Give me shit. I think I need to take it in. It's breaking on the octave key, which usually means there's a little micro pinhole leak somewhere in the upper stack. I have to call. I have to call my guy. Bring it in. Yeah, these guys are really, saxophone's the easiest instrument to play badly, and they're the most difficult instrument to keep like working. No, I'm gonna work on Baker Street before I play it. I don't have it yet, and I'm having trouble with the octave key. It's breaking across the octave break, and I can't play a tune like that when the horn's not working right. I'll work up, yeah, that one too, both of them. I'm having trouble across the octave break, and I'm not neither one of them. Neither one of them. I'll work them up and have the horn tight, and I'll break them both out for you one night. I'll give me a few weeks, and I'll get them together, and I'll get the horn right, and I'll do both of those. They're really pretty easy, actually. And Baker Street, both of them, neither one of them, they're both just a little bit of a horn solo. It's not the tune. Neither one. And then the horn doesn't sound right trying to play the actual melody. So really all I could play for you is the horn solos, the horn fills. It's not really the tune. Neither one. The melody is totally different thing. See, it's breaking up on the top. It's not working right up on top. Now I'm starting to get myself nauseous for some reason. Yeah, I'm like probably because I'm starting to feel sick to my stomach for some reason. A lot of people projecting a lot of hate at me right now. And I've apparently got people worried about what I'm uncovering. It's not the messages. We want messages. Oh boy. What's a brap? What's a brap machine? Oh, I don't know from any I don't know from any brap machines. I haven't really listened to much of them, either one of them, for a long time. Oh, that didn't help. That helped my head, but got me sick to my stomach. Mm. So, uh, this is nuts. These people are insane. These people are insane. They just give them such a hard time. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. That D Price is just a piece of fucking work, man. Uh, here I am, an intersex person. I have a legitimate diagnosis. I have a note from my doctor to prove it. Okay. And here's this person that just has had a miserable fucking life. I mean, she's just the total epitome of the fucked up transsexual. And I mean, complete to all the way down to fighting with her parents and sister when she was little, and still fighting with her parents today, and she's 55. and because I didn't do that, I'm not an authentic transsexual person. And it's like, well, I'm not. I'm intersex, and a woman with penis. And I'm not trying to present as like a cis woman. I understand that I'm not. I'm not trying to get myself modified to be like a cis woman. I understand that it's not going to fix my dream body. I don't disrespect transgender people for getting the surgery. I don't go around calling themselves, don't say they're mutilating themselves or anything. I totally understand the need. Oh, good, here she is. Oh no, you're a fake. If you are the real, no, that's transsexual. You're just a sock. You're not really deep price. Okay, you're just a sock. You're just a sock. Tell us more. Because I'm gonna post this shit. You're just an idiot. I'm real. I mean, you're real, but you're real stupid. No, I'm not. I'm an honest person. I have a reputation for being good and honest, real upfront honest about everything. That's why everybody hates me, is because I admitted to having sex with a minor once. Almost having sex with a minor once. Didn't even have sex with her. I got invited into bed by two lesbians. And the older one broke it up too quick because I only had one mouth. And one not her. D, you're an idiot. Tell us more about how there's only two. What's a JQ? Tell us how there's only two genders. Not. That's totally. People. There are only two kinds of people in the world. There's the people that understand and do the best they can to obey the golden rule, and the ones that don't. And that's just it. It goes near my brain, so what? The ones that don't. And most people I know, cis and trans, straight and gay, wish people would shut the fuck up already. I'm not. I'm an intersex person. I don't. If I'm ever gonna have a vagina, God's gonna give it to us. Who was subjected to genital mutilation and forced to behave as a male all my fucking life, but now I'm being told by an insane fucking transsexual, frustrated pre-op, Never call me stupid. It's just, D, you're just fucked up. And I'm not transsexual. I mean, if I'm an intersex person. I have a working penis, and I have a female brain and about half and half female and male body. And I never enjoy. You're the one being transphobic, D. You're out of here. You're out of here, D. You're the one that's being transphobic. Nobody is denying your validity. You're denying everybody else's validity. So fuck off with that shit. Fucking skizzy, crazy person. You're just fucking schizophrenic. This is a total fucking skizzy cow. Shit. So, militant autism, I socially transitioned. I don't dress real feminine, but I am accepted in the local community as a feminine person. I'm, treated, I'm referred to as she or her, and that's the way it is. Of course, for me, transition wasn't much more than keeping the beard shade off. Because, fucking D, she's talking about the mirror. When I was a kid, I'd be bursting into tears because the girl was right there, and I couldn't grow my hair out. I wasn't allowed. I couldn't wear makeup. I had to hide my boobs. I had to hide my legs. And she's trying to tell me I didn't suffer the same as she did. I didn't, but I suffered, baby. I didn't enjoy doing the male thing one little bit. Never did. I bet Yeah, right. I'll just put him out. That. It's insane. The whole mindset is insane. I'm sorry you had such an awful life, but I made choices in my own life so that I didn't suffer all that pain. And when I came out, I was able to just shave off the beard and say, okay, here I am. I'm not a guy, and be accepted for that. I don't know what the fuck these people's problem is that are like persistently misgendered and get into fights over it. It's like I walk down the street and or go into stores or whatever. About half the people that say anything to me see me as male, and about half the people that say anything see me as female. And most of the people who don't see me as male up front, all they need to do is be told that I'm not, and they accept that without another word. And they're sincere about it. I don't hear that snide, oh yeah, she, the man in the dress. I don't hear that behind what they're saying to me. My behavior is credible as a female person. I'm not making wild claims about my femininity. Excuse me. It's like I'm not a guy, and yeah, I know I'm no fashion plate, but this is a crusty town. There's a lot of cis women that are crustier than me, and I got nice boobs. So, I wish I could do something about this. Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm not making any pretenses. Most people I know wish that this debate, is great, the turf and trans, validity debate. It's just fucking insane, or sexual preferences, any of that shit. Like, what the fuck business is it of yours what somebody else is doing with their life? Why are you trying to make somebody who's chosen a difficult path in their life, why are you trying to make their life more difficult when their life doesn't have any bearing on your reality at all? What the fuck? It's natural that a percentage of the population is born to where they have the wrong junk for the rest of them. Lots of, it's common. Got the wrong sex toy. It's one of nature's little jokes. It's common. It's real common. The only thing that's actually cut and dried binary is the gametes. Your junk either produces sperm or it produces eggs. I don't think there's any exceptions to that. It either junk produces sperm, eggs, or nothing. I don't think there's anything that produces both. There are people. Uh, yeah, right. Why would you want to be something everybody hates? But there's people that are just like better suited for the transgender role naturally. And why should feminine man and masculine women be stigmatized at all? It's like the only choice any of us make are to stop pretending things to be something that we're not just because society expects it of us because of the kind of gonads we got. That's just all fucked up. I smoked way too much weed this week. Today's only Tuesday. Yeah, it's only Tuesday, and I'm just about finished the bud. Now I'm down to a big pile of roaches. At least this stuff leaves big roaches, so I still got at least 2 or 3 days of roaches. So that'd be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And yeah, it's okay if I can get it. That'd be once a week. I don't have to buy this shit more than once a week. I get the broken buds of a really good strain for like $5, $60 for a half ounce. I get $5 a gram if I buy it for less. Yeah, thanks, man. It's been a funny Tuesday. It's been a real funny Tuesday. I forget. They always Throwback Thursday and shit. Transition Tuesday. Yeah, it's Transition Tuesday. They show a picture of their old selves, and things have changed so much. Dee is trying to tell me that I just, I've just come out, and it's like, no, you got it all wrong, baby. I shut up about it young because I didn't want to get beat up by my parents. And played along as best I could. I mean, I set certain limits to just how manly I was going to be. I refused to pump iron. I wasn't going to do that to my body. I think I got to start doing at least sit-ups and squats and shit, or I'm going to be like not be able to get rid of this belly. I was over 200 pounds at the shrinks the other day. That I wasn't happy about that at all. I suppose it's holiday time and you got an excuse, but no, I wasn't happy about being over 200 pounds. Last summer, I don't think they really understand fully yet. But last summer, I had a near miss with a trans man, and they got all excited, and I think they started to understand a little better. But they still, when I hear them, say so, refer to me as something, I'm a he to them still. But at least my father and I have made peace. My mother and I have tried to get along all these years anyway, in spite of it. Because I never really, it was all him hating on me. It wasn't like with Dee where she hates them. I did my best to, accept their bullshit and just, be part of the family, but he pushed me away. He's fixated on. I busted his cheekbone and he busted his ankle coming after me. Well, my generation, nobody transitioned hardly before they were 30 because it took that long to get away from the influence of their parents. Girls don't have penises and boys only cry when they bleed. I haven't really talked to enough FTM people to know what bullshit that they got told. Probably similar shit, but from the girl side. Girls don't have penises, and they wear their hair long, shit like that probably. And along about 1995, the you'll hear people talk about the McHugh era. Dee talks about the McHugh era. Dr. McHugh was the director of John Hopkins Gender Identity Clinic, and he was totally fucking transphobic and had weird psychosexual hypotheses about the whole thing. And well, actually, I grew up in the neighborhood, and so those people were like my neighbors in the 50s. Okay, there was transsexuals with implants and shit like that, and Botox injections and all that kind of happy shit. Mostly sex workers. They were mostly sex workers and drag stars, drag performers and sex workers. And they were always the fringe, but they were the most visible. And then in the classified ads, it seemed like the most together, the ones that had their heads together the best were heterosexual cross-dressers that were partying with their wives. They had big swap parties, role swapping parties. That and the transsexuals in the classified ads were always sad, lonely, frightened, confused, all that kind of shit. And right about 1995, there was a flurry of publications by people like Paul McHugh, Ken Blanchard, I forget Zucker. Blanchard, Zucker, and McHugh are the main three that totally make the transgender condition, the gender dysphoria, the need to get they fetishize everything, and it's like here I am, and tuning into others like me, looking for the people that are like me, going, what the fuck? I just crosswired. I have like real mainstream desires, and I'm monogamous. I want a husband. And not into BDSM or it's like and that changed in about 1995. The doctors started to recognize that they were losing patients to conversion therapy, and that they couldn't see any harm in allowing children to socially transition young. And that's led to the first generation of happy trans kids. And the internet, the community that's come to the internet has given us what looks like the first generation of well-adjusted adults, people that are actually happy, they're succeeding in their lives. Man, some of the kids coming up, oh my God, some of the shit I'm seeing, the talent that's out there. And of course, a lot, one of the girls just got like these unbelievable implants, like double E cups, and got herself thrown off on Instagram for being too naughty. I don't know what happened at all. She just all of a sudden disappeared. You can see it building. And it's like over the holidays, she introduced the tits, and she just kept getting more and more naked, and then gone. And there's a few of them that are doing some really erotic posing, boy, but some of them, a whole lot of talent in the tech industry, a whole lot of musicians. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what happened. When I came online, I started looking, and I found Lynn Conway's page, and I found Vicki Renee, rest her soul, was a cross-dresser who acted as a hub for the prettiest of the pretty. and all those classifieds that I had seen all those years in the magazines and shit now had a website. No, I've never watched it. Um, she's pretty exuberant. She's pretty, you know. I haven't watched it though. I was like, okay. Uh, I'm just kind of trying to keep a feel on the general overall community and what's going on. And there's a lot. There's a whole lot going on. Whole lot of going on. Paris Lee's just got picked up by Vogue to write for them. And boy, the old troopers like Jennifer Boylan, who else? Jen Richards. They're all like Julia Serrano. Bryn Tannehill's right. She's a vet, and she's currently she's employed in some kind of security stuff analyst, but she's just on the shit, man. She don't think Trump's gonna get impeached or resign. She so I don't know. She hasn't. I haven't seen too much of her stuff, like really, really. Of course, she hasn't borne out yet, but it's ugly. I mean, and we just took a bad hit in court. It's the first bad hit we've had in court since I've been watching it. Was they ruled in favor of the transgender ban. Everything else getting thrown out. What was that? It was thrown out. Something was thrown out this week for being just too stupid. Just way too stupid. Where there was a conservative group that was found, wanting to segregate transgender people from the restroom because it violates privacy in women's spaces. And they've gone after the trans boys too, because it freaks out the kids, the cis boys, and they want to trans. That's what the Gavin Grimm case is all about, freaking out the cis boys, and those aren't going anywhere either. I should check on MeWe. This I'm at a new. Of course, I shouldn't. It's the first time. I think it's the first time I mentioned it on camera, because I didn't really want to attract the trolls to it. It's nice, quiet. It's a little too quiet. But there's a transgender group with a few people in it. It's a nice layout. It's mainly about chatting with people that are, similarly inclined. Let's see what the transgender support chat's got going on. Oh, that's the rainbows. Come on, finish loading. I got too many tabs open again. It's taking its sweet time loading. Yummy. Oh, geez. Okay, so Emma, a friend of mine, she lives in Owensboro, Kentucky. Who was that? Um, and I were talking in the transgender support group, and see here, that's just we're talking about it, and guy comes along and says, that just sucks. Why people can't just worry about themselves? Like, how much better can you actually feel by tearing someone else down? What's the value in that? So here's the sister comes along, um, says, Emma, Tommy, I'm only on MeWe now because I was harassed on Facebook, shared on Tumblr, X Hamster, and Pornhub. I even had a fake personal ad made with my cell and work phone numbers. Oh my God, home address were posted. The ad said tranny slut likes BDSM, rape, humiliation, and degradation. Tell me what you'll do to me and we'll make it happen. It took years and thousands in attorney's fees to clean up the nightmare. I wound up in a very dark place and did a stay at a mental health agency because of it. It was done by another girl who told police she did it for fun because she didn't like me. Oh, that's what they're saying to me, is, well, we're just doing it for fun. That's just fucked up. And the Rainbow Family thing, oh Jesus. I said, oh, good morning, and had designer cabs. There we are, a nurse. So this is the unofficial new social media site, Rainbow Family site. Okay, what's this about? Someone was asking about Rainbow Family news. Here's something about a murder. Judge unseals case. I don't know what this has to do with the Rainbow Family. Oh, somebody murdered a rainbow person. Huh. Yeah, one of the sisters had been murdered. Um, so let's see what's going on. Hi, Shelly. Uh, I really still am, but just you know, I I am considered a member of the first generation family. Um, I was adopted by them in 1982 on Venice Beach when the West Village people were squatting the Rose Avenue parking lot, and lived with them for like 7 years. Um, and went out on the road and was carrying a seed camp around with me and plugged me into main supply at the big gatherings. But it was never, the whole thing about a spiritual gathering and being the spark that lights the rainbow uprising and all, Hopi prophecies and all that kind of stuff. The spiritualists were never really taken very seriously by the Vietnam vets, who were really turned it more into the Daniel gathering has always been more of, they never took the spiritualists that seriously, and there's always been an element of drug dealing, big time drug dealing connected to it. And after Jerry Garcia died, that attracted the worst elements of the Dead Tour to it. And the same thing happened with the Juggalos. They picked up a lot of Juggalos since 1995. The traveling family was when I met them in the 80s, were mostly itinerant craftspeople and tradespeople. The tie-dye makers and the crystal wrappers and them kind of embroiderers and stuff like that. We traveling around doing shows. I call it F-trooping, flea markets, fairs, and festivals. Yeah, those guys. Worked flea markets and fairs and festivals all over the country. And then at gathering time, we'd go and set up, have a gathering, and then stay for a few more weeks to knock it down, and then go back out on the road. There was none of this squatting in the fucking forest all year, raising hell and leaving a big mess. Between gatherings, we were on private land. I had places where I could camp that I could sell right there too, like in Quartzsite, or like in Key West, I was camping in the bushes at the VFW place for like $100 a month, and working the flea market over the bridge and busting on the island wherever I could, and that was what the traveling family was about. We were self-sufficient. Everybody had a hustle. The family weed and the family LSD fueled a lot. Fueled a lot of the trips. It's like, they'd be, it was easy for them to make money and move a bus down the road if they had a connect for wholesale. This is the way it worked, and after we just kept attracting the wrong people to it, and in 1999 is when they fucked me over, and I haven't been back since. And the bus I plugged into, the supply bus, caught a case that year, and he never went back. Who's Tommy the Grifter? Nobody knows me as a grifter except assholes. And then the comm bus, Water, caught a case, and he went to prison. And it just kept going down and down, and you had all these like hard drug users and shit showing up, and it's just ugly. And there, a lot of murders, a lot of rape, a lot of theft, a lot of beatings. It's fucked up. This is totally fucked up. And I like an idiot, I'm trying to get home this year. I might actually go with Timmy time. But I definitely, I really want to get home. It's in my home region, and it's in and I want to get from there to the 50th Woodstock. I really didn't want to, like I said, I don't want to get the Bozos out of my head. I don't want to think about this stupid shit. And if I go looking at any web pages, it's just gonna be stupid shit. Might as well see what kind of stupid shit's waiting for me. I ain't gonna read any of it out loud. No way. Yeah, another message board's been messing with me for like 10 years. And now they're trying to say I endorse pedophilia. This is the kind of shit they try to put in public. So here, Kevin Hoffman posts, Tommy endorses pedophilia. It's sickening, really. Deep price. It is, but he is a known offender of pedophilia and child molestation. So I come in and say, uh, no, I don't, and no, I'm not. I only endorse licensing precocious minors to protect innocent adults from them. No license, no rape bullshit if the guy mounts a credible Lolita defense. I do not endorse having sex with minors under 16. I have never committed any sort of sex crime, nor have I ever been charged. Characterize me as a known offender of pedophilia and child molestation as libelous as a civil tort and actionable as criminal incitement. What's wrong with not here comes D. You are sick, you creep. Protect men from Lolitas, you gross, nasty, foul beast. Ah ha 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 ha. I'm getting you prosecuted, dumbasses. There was no fault. Nobody was hurt. These people are just sick. It's just sick. They're just sick. That's just sick. It's sick. I don't want to bother my mind with this shit anymore. Uh, I really need to get this off of my mind, and I need to polish stone. I need to polish stone. The playing music didn't help. I need to polish stone. Okay, MeWe isn't helping either, but definitely fucking the beasts are gone. Let's see if anything's happening at the farms. Get rid of that shit too. I mean, there's nothing I need to respond to. There's things I need to ignore. I need to not read it. I need to realize that it's like distortions of reality told by people who are self-loathing people in denial projecting on me. Like, I shouldn't bother with it. But I kind of have Sneasel and Null alone. And I need to keep an eye on that. Or Sneasel added his assistant. I don't have COPD. Ah, Nothing worth talking about there. Oh shit. Sneasel's featuring my thread. I might as well read this for you because this was they finally got me like, pissed off enough this morning when I woke up to D. Uh, when I woke up to D shit, I wrote this morning. I went to bed early last night. I haven't been feeling well. I mean, I've really been having a lot of trouble with my sinuses, and I don't know, just low energy, low, just wanting to lay low. So I went to sleep like early last night and got up real early this morning. I was bored. I can't make noise before about 8 o'clock. With machines or with my horns. So I wrote this when I woke up to some shit from D. This is what I woke up to from D. Lol, Y2K funny part is Tommy does not get how it feels, and without the female brain cannot really get that feeling of looking in the mirror and seeing that staring back. Fighting all that time, most of the time, being so small, well, it's not really fair, two adults against one child. And add the sister in after that, well, then, well, you do not have much, and well, you are really done. This D is just so fucked up in the head. Everything she talks about, she goes running off at the mouth about her own experience, she's putting down somebody else, and then running off about on the mouth about her own experience, like in denial of how like dysfunctional it is. So I wrote a piece called Living with a Female Brain and Male Reproductive Organs and Why Trustums Are Hated in the LGBTQ Advocacy Community. So Sneasel's pushing that. As I understand it, a young non-white gay man with a tranny fetish who calls himself Chimp Burgers was searching YouTube for gender dysphoria and discovered my videos talking about it. Then the Kiwi Farms Trustums, particularly feline dark maids D. Price and Jennifer AJ, started declaring that I was a fake tranny and transgender. I woke up to this utterly false assumption by D. Price this morning and changed my mind about not starting any threads in this forum. Well, it's my own personal forum dedicated to me. Isn't that wonderful? They're pirating these, and everything I posted at YouTube is just immediately sucked into their site. Probably have something programmed to do it. The AMB stopped doing that. Let's see what's in my Hotmail. I got to learn to start by keeping an eye on my Hotmail. Things disappear. I already knew about that. Oh, I know why it still shows. Is I have to open it before it'll stop showing that there's mail in the thingy. So anyway, back to this. I won't read her thing again. These are the facts. Any comments I may have made in the past that make them think otherwise are just comments I made in the past and say nothing about the whole of my life. I was born with an intersex condition, possibly due to in utero DES exposure, and subjected to genital surgery when I was very young, leaving me with typical working male gonads. No, I do not have a micro penis. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be a girl until my sister's first birthday, when I thought my hair was getting curled in my cousin's pink dress to wear. Instead, my head got shaved and I got dressed in a silly blue sailor suit. I don't think I stopped crying every time I got a buzz cut until I was about 8 and was used to playing boy. Also, the Beatles had come along, so they let me grow it a little longer and didn't make me shave it all off anymore. By then, I had learned about Christine Jorgensen and knew what was going on with me. I had to suppress innate feminine movement, posturing, and speech to pass as a straight male. This is no shit. I mean, like, oh, that's gay. Touch yourself just certain ways or move your hair or just hit your bra. Whatever. Oh, that's gay. I had to like consciously not do that kind of shit. And then when I got into high school, um, I had a little bit of a switch to my walk, and the bullies were coming up behind me and kicking me and aiming for my coccyx. And when they hit it, it hurt bad. Um, and I walked pigeon-toed. Where's that? I'll get that. I walked pigeon-toed for months when I was a freshman in high school, so I didn't switch my hips when I walked because the bullies were kicking me for it. Gym locker rooms were a fucking nightmare because my body was so feminine. All the jocks wanted to fuck me, beat me, or both. When I complained that I was a girl when I was little, my parents insisted that girls didn't have penises and boys only cry when they bleed. And if I needed anything to cry about, they'd be glad to beat the crap out of me. Not wanting to get hit, I shut up and played along as best I could. Unlike Dee, my father only beat me twice for cross-dressing, and we've managed to make peace in his old age. Mostly, I just got spanked for being rebellious, though I got pretty hairy in my teens. They had to get me out of there. The first shrink they sent me to is just, he said he's bagging something, he's hiding something from me, and he's either gonna kill himself or get killed by the time he's 21. I'm 64, managed not to kill anybody. And it's not for lack of them trying to get me to do it. As an aside, because of the punishment, I never lived in the closet, only in my head. It was an all or nothing thing, a nothing at all thing for me. I tried in 1986, 1997, 1999, and 2010 before I was finally able to just shave off the beard and not look back when I was living on Euclid here in Tucson. They still fight with their father. Unlike many of my siblings, I never accepted what I was being told about not being female and never tried to deny my nature. I also never married or bred. So I had none of my baggage when I was finally able to start living authentically in 2014, after numerous failed attempts to do so since 1989. I think that probably the best choice that I made was to play along and pretend to be like a straight male. And I guess I'm really kind of bisexual because I do enjoy sex with women. But I won't do it with someone with a penis. My man, I had sex with a trans man. That was nice. It was really nice. But anyway, my brain has never been able to visualize myself with a penis. The sense or looking at it, seeing it, or the sensory input. Well, that's sensory input from the penis when the brain is looking for a vagina is maddening. That's what makes gender dysphoria so mentally crippling, and why transsexuals are compelled to get genital reassignment surgery. The nerve endings are in the wrong place. One of my friends who recently had bottom surgery was amazed at how right everything felt and how she was able to clench her new vagina like within weeks. In the first 2 weeks or something, it's like, yeah, it's working good. If not for Spirit promising me healing, if I just suffered my way through it and delivered myself intact on the last day, I would have had the surgery long ago. I don't even have my ears pierced. In the current state of the art, medicine can only repair my sex toy, not my reproductive organs. So I learned to get along with my junk rather than see it as a cancerous growth that I needed to get removed. This is a big problem with the Truscos. It's like, sorry you hate yourself so much that you can't accept the validity of a transgender person who isn't getting it modified. That's just fucking wrong. I mean, I understand and support your need to do it, but how the fuck can you deny my validity just because I'm not getting it cut off or rearranged, and just because I'm not being properly feminine enough to pass your standards of femininity? I mean, like, what the hell? When I was getting my diagnosis, the brain hormone panel came back in the female range. 4 years on HRT hasn't made much change in my body, which was already fairly feminine. My boobs are a little bigger and I have a lot less body hair. Finasteride is helping to regrow the scalp hair. But more than anything else, having the proper hormones in me has helped tremendously with internal medicine and behavioral health issues associated with the hormone imbalance. The Trusters believe I shouldn't be allowed access to them because I'm not trying to get my penis turned into a vagina. Like, what kind of crap is that? This is where the Trusters are dead wrong and taking sides with the misinformed religious right trying to exterminate all LGBTQ identifying people, including them. Fewer than 20% of people expressing as transgender claim to require surgery to be able to cope with their gender dysphoria. And a substantial portion don't suffer GD at all. I'm sorry, ladies, but your inability to cope with the hand you were dealt does not give you any authority to define what is or is not true trans. To judge a trans woman on the basis of her appearance or attire is reprehensible. I don't claim to be female. I'm an intersex person. I'm a blend of both. I have a female brain and male junk. After 60 years of pretending to be male, I couldn't just unzip the boy suit and walk away from it. I won't wear makeup unless there's a reason to, and I don't like the way I look in a dress. Skirts and tank tops work fine for me. I never raped a child, never fucked a dog, or drove anybody to suicide. Anything other than what I've admitted to is libelous fiction. I've never given head to a man or allowed my asshole to be penetrated by anything other than my doctor's finger in a prostate examination. I lost after nothing other than a really kind trans man who has a lot of respect for my writings and spunk. This is not looking very promising, though, because he's bi and he prefers men. The sex was nice. It really was. It really was. I really enjoyed being the one being loved. Having somebody make love to me. It's nice. I like that. My presentation is pretty agender. On the street, it's about half and half how I get read. All I have to do is quietly inform them that I prefer people relate to me as female, and most get it without an explanation. The only people who give me any pushback are transsexuals and TERFs. I've only had a few instances where cis people made stupid statements about being transgender. Most people don't notice. If they do, they're accepting. All transgender people should live someplace so safe and accepting. I grew up in the neighborhood, and we had transsexual neighbors. So I've observed the evolution of gender affirmation procedures, GAPs, since the 1960s, early 1960s. I've been following the literature in the college libraries and popular periodicals since 1973 at the University of Illinois, Chicago Circle, and discovered an issue of Kim Christie's Female Mimics International in a magazine shop on Halsted Street. I worked in OBGYN at Southwestern Medical School at Dallas in the early 80s, and my lab did the blood work for the gender clinic down the hall. I learned the trans community online without saying anything until about 2010, finding sites like Lynn Conway's homepage, Vicky Renee's Prettiest of the Pretty, Susan's, TS Roadmap, and Mermaids, and a lot of quality advocates like Jen Richards, Kate Bornstein, and Jenny Boyle, and right away in 1999 when I came online with my business full-time. Since coming out, I have started a number of transgender-oriented groups, and two of them, the Transgender Caucus and Transgender Sciences, have over 500 members today. That's not true. I checked. One of them's like at about 480. I forgot what the other one was. They're both over 450. I'm a regular Rainbow Family Trans Sisters is available for crisis intervention. I'm a regular contributor. I was a regular contributor to Transgender Community Coalition until they fucked that up. International Transgender Health, Transgender Achievements and Excellence to Celebrate, Transgender Zone, Intersex and Trans Alliance, and Transgender Rights Worldwide. If you want to know if it's D or me who is a true trans, just compare our friends list and the rosters of the trans groups that we're in. She's no pioneer. She's a frustrated perennial pre-op who hates herself and projects it at well-adjusted transgender women. She lies to herself about herself and lies about others to bolster her shitty self-esteem. Their philosophy of only two genders is very harmful and contributes to the ongoing global genocide against transgender people. So if there is a trans agenda, this is how the trans people I respect related to me. We're all uniquely crafted and we all make our own decisions on how to present ourselves. Nobody's transition or lack of one invalidates anybody else's gender expression. always respect people's pronoun preferences, even if they don't look to be what gender they want people to relate to them as. Judge not, for you are also a fuck up. It's about hearts and not parts, and love everybody, hate nobody. That's the whole trans agenda, as I was told to understand it. And then for myself, for the individual trans person, the only thing that's really important is if you can smile at yourself in the mirror and feel comfortable in your own skin. What other people think of you is not any bit of your business. And if there are people that are impeding your transition, you need to put distance between yourself and them. And if they're kinfolk or old friends, try not to burn the bridge, but put the distance between yourself and them while you transition until you're really comfortable and stable in your new gender expression, your new presentation. And then I close with thanks for reading this. I look forward to thoughtful comments and other trans people's narratives. Mean, stupid people will be put under ignore without a response. Happy day. But then I added, some ramblings of Dee Dee's. Holy shit. So here's a thoughtful question. I thought admitting physiological differences between male and female brains were a big no-no these days. I'd also be curious to see how OP knows his brain is in fact structured like a female's, presuming we assume differences do exist, as I personally think they do, but I'm far from an expert. I really have, so my response to him is, I really have no idea what is PC about that with among the TERFs and radical TRAs. That's TERFs. It's a war. It's trans wars between TERFs, which is trans exclusionary radical feminists, and then radical TRAs or trans rights activists. I associate with the mainstream advocates and organizers, parents of trans kids, and healthcare providers. The medical community acknowledges that there is no such thing as a distinctly male or female brain, but have recognized structures that are associated with dimorphic characteristics. They've also found that transgender people's brains are more similar to cisgender people's brains of the gender they identify with. Please do not refer to me with male identifiers. If you can't relate to me as female, please use they and them. The only people who insisted I'm male are misinformed toxic haters trying to make me angry. My brain hormone panel came back as low normal for female and off the charts on the male side for LH and FSH. I would guess that if an MRI were done, it would show some female structures. And then I gave them a link and continued with terms like troon, tranny, and she-male are not acceptable in my circles. I'm an intersex person with GD. I associate with the recognized global advocates. Oh, I guess I'm being redundant there, aren't I? Community organized parents of transgender children and WPATH providers. If you are a cisgender person who doubts the validity of trans people, fighting with assholes like D just strengthens our standing in sane society. Keep up the good work, fool. Most of the world, cis and trans, straight and gay, wish you uptight, self-loathing assholes would shut the fuck up already about sexual preferences and gender identity. What the fuck business is it of yours how somebody dresses or if they want to love somebody of the same sex? And then I gave him a D thing that I really don't feel like reading. She just like rambles. It's just insane shit. I'm a two-spirit. being confronted by uh, I'm being confronted by a radical feminist, an exclusionary feminist. Um, yeah, so here's this turf. Who on earth decided that respecting an individual's wish to be called something that they clearly and absolutely are not was polite? It's not a polite request to make. It's an arrogant, presumptuous, entitled, controlling request. Your masculinity is so pervasive it comes through in every action. Women fear conflict and confrontation in general, let alone with an obviously mentally ill man in a dress. In an intimate space like a bathroom, it's terrifying. They play nice because they're afraid, sir. And my response is, I'm a two spirit who's under attack. Anybody who knows two spirit people understand that my male aspect is going to show under such circumstance. I also stand to pee and use the men's space. Further, you are fear mongering an existential threat that there is absolutely no factual data to support. There is no instance of a trans woman attacking anybody in a woman's space, and very few men in drag who have done it. Courts are rejecting suits demanding segregation because of feminist fears. The governors and House speakers are killing the toilet bills in committee. You're losing, bitch. Fuck off with your supremacist bullshit. There's nothing feminist about it. It's just toxic masculinity from somebody with a pussy. do that just about every day. These people insist on calling me shit like Thomas, Mister, Sir. You know, it's all part of the gaslighting. Wear them down. I'm not buying into it, and I'm really not going to stay out here very long. You know, the only reason I'm giving them any of my time at all, either one of these sites right now, is because they got me blocked at Facebook and Twitter, and I'm just not pissed. So I'm gonna run out of it. Run out of time to. Oh yeah, I was gonna just. That's right. I promised I was gonna polish some stone. Uh, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a Kohen. My ancestors wrote those books. Uh, and you know I think I you know I was promised healing, and I'm a mother in my dreams. That's my answer to Nazism. And this Kabbalah Queen, just go fucking die. But I did promise. I did promise to polish some stone tonight, or I gotta play some more music. For some reason, I was getting sick to my stomach. Okay, is this a bullshit or a real one? $100 for shopping at Kroger. 3 to 500 for assignment. This is a phishing scam. Are they claiming to be MSPA? Yeah, they are. They are claiming to be MSPA. Wow. I'll shop at Kroger. Fuck yeah. I don't want to do that right now though. I haven't done it yet, but it's because it hasn't been worthwhile. You know, like $10 or something for going and eating at EG's. And the ones that are offering too much are usually bullshit. But these, if they claim to be MSPA, that's Mystery Shoppers Professional Association. I should play more music. The horn was getting me ill. I don't know why. The horn was making me ill. Did I put it away? No, not really. What did I do with my flute? Where did I put the flute? Place is starting to get a little bit too messy. Just a little bit too messy. And I put the flute down over here. That's why I was standing up with it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it off after about 2 hours too. I'm tired, and I really need to pause some stone, and that's not gonna be interesting to watch. I even forgot that. I don't believe it. Oh, I'm having old people's moments of remembering tunes. What do we got? Oh, I'm just a crazy person. I probably have about 20 dislikes. I haven't gotten any likes at all. No, they haven't. Actually, they rarely get it past 10. No, that ain't going anywhere. Are we at 2 hours yet? I think I want to quit anyway. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with me, and I appreciate I appreciate like nice people for a change. Not having Francisco, you're always a pleasure to have around. I don't know what's up with some of the things you said. Like, what's the Tommy the Grifter thing, Lewis? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for being here and not like harassing me. Happy day. Bye bye.